No, sir. I'm just playing to be playing, and I don't know how I'm going to be in college level, so I want to get these 2 years and see if I really love it in college, because I know it's going to be totally different than high school because you have the best players playing with the other best players, and so I'm just going to see how I like that, and hopefully it'll take me somewhere that I love to play.
Well, you're absolutely right, and it is commitment. You know, a lot of kids coming out of high school don't realize when they come out of high school what a commitment athletics is at the collegiate level. So it's great that you're able to go to the junior college level and find out, you know, sort of find yourself and whether you're going to be able to do it. Well, tell us about your run through the state tournament in the last week or so. Were there some tense moments where you didn't know if you were going to win a game and maybe you won something dramatically, some kind of drama happened, or were there some moments that were maybe funny or humorous that happened, you know, during the run? What kind of things went on as you marched to the state championship?
Yes, sir. Well, we started off with Prattville Christian, and we weren't going to get big-headed, but we had beat them already, and we were just thinking, okay, just go in there and play your game and don't worry about it. And we thought we were going to have to play Kingwood, which is the number one team in the state or whatever, and they got beat. And so that helped a lot, and we ended up playing Hooper, and we beat Hooper, which put so much less pressure on us. It was awesome. And so we thought usually it was going to be Kingwood and Wilcox in the state championship, but it ended up Friday night that Kingwood and Wilcox had to play each other to see who went home.
Oh, okay.
And so Wilcox ended up going home, and the next day we played Tuscaloosa, which they had beat Wilcox, the team that went home. And so we ended up playing Kingwood for the championship, which was the team that we hadn't beat this year. And we were losing 2-0. And I was starting to get upset. I was like, "Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to play another game. I can't pitch another game." And one of our 8th graders, Allie Kelly, she hit a home run, and it got us 2-2. And then we got up 4-2. And then one of our juniors, Megan Lavender, hit a 3-run homer, and it was leading us 7-4. And it helped a lot. And it was amazing though, because all the other years we have struggled the last inning to get all 3 outs, and this year we got all 3 outs right back to back.
All right, 1, 2, 3 to close it out. That's the way you do it. But you mentioned Stephanie. Tell us Stephanie's last name.
Woodruff.
Stephanie Woodruff and you guys were the only 2 seniors on the team this year.
Yes, sir. I've known her since we were in the 6th grade.
And she plays shortstop, right? And unfortunately, she was on the road and not able to be here today. But tell us about Stephanie's play. What does she bring to the game that adds to the success of the team?
Stephanie brings a lot. Stephanie, she's one of those girls that makes it fun. Like, she likes to have fun and cut up and stuff, and she knows when to be serious. But Stephanie's amazing. She used to play second base, but our shortstop last year left, so she had to be put on shortstop. And she's made some awesome plays this year, like diving catches, and she's just a terrific ball player. And she brought her bat when she was supposed to, and it helped a lot.
Wow. And what about your bat? How do you hit the ball?
I think my hitting, or my average or whatever, is like 320 something, but I don't know. I have pitcher's average, I guess.
So tell us about your. Do you have a pitching coach, or do you? Who do you work with?
My pitching coach is Jill Carlson. I've been going to her since I was 8. She coaches my tournament ball team.
So you play tournament ball also?
Yes, sir.
Who do you play with in tournament ball?
The Challengers.
Challengers, okay.
And does your arm get sore?
No, sir. I had shoulder surgery like in my 10th grade year, and so I mean it never really got sore before that. And after that, I mean it tightens up a few times, but it's not that bad. I've
always heard that softball pitching it's easier on your arm than baseball because it's more of a natural.
It's more of a natural motion. Yeah. It's there are much less arm injuries in softball pitchers than there are in baseball pitchers because of the way they, and especially usually if one does get an injury, it's usually in the forearm area because they're trying to throw different pitches that turn their forearm in an unnatural angle and leads to some injuries that way. But for the most part, you rarely hear of a softball pitcher having an arm injury.
Yes, sir. And the only thing that was sore Sunday when I woke up was my legs.
I can imagine.
So what did y'all do after you won the state championship? Did y'all have a dog pile in the middle of the diamond?
Well, we were going to do that, and then we all just freaked out at the last minute and just ran to our first baseman, and then we decided we were just going to do a dog pile for the heck of it, and we did it in the outfield after everything was already over with.
I tell you, those dog piles in baseball and softball are scary, man. I'm afraid somebody's going to get hurt.
You don't want to be on the bottom. I'm going to tell you that.
I know.
You do not want to be on the bottom. And when I was at Columbus State when they won the 2002 national championship, and I was worried that the guys on the bottom of the pile out there were going to suffocate before they got everybody off of them, because you got 34 baseball players laying on top of 2 or 3 guys on the bottom level, and then. But it was worth it. Not a one of them said anything about being hurt. They don't think they felt it. So.
Oh, really?
So it's pretty big when you get to celebrate like that.
And it seems like baseball and softball is really the only sports where you see so many dog piles. I mean, like in college, if they win a series to advance, like in the World Series, dog pile. They're always going to dog pile.
That's what our boys said. They said when they dog piled last year that they were like, "This hurts so bad, but we're going to do it anyway."
Oh, really?
But what was the most fun part about your career at Glenwood? I know you've been there a long time, and you had a tremendous amount of success. But looking back over the years, what's been the most fun thing about being a part of the Glenwood program?
I enjoy just being able to play with younger girls, because they look up to you even though they say they don't. They really do. And I like to be able to work on myself and also work on them and help them to get better, because they are the future. And that means a lot to me. And I've enjoyed being able to win 3 state championships, and to go out like this. By far, this was the best one we've had, because we weren't supposed to be able to do it, and we did it. That's
a great way to finish your career. Now, do you play other sports at Glenwood?
Yes,
softball's
sir.
Your only sport.
Yes, sir.
What about the other players on the team? Are most of them multi-sport athletes, or do you have several that only play softball?
Stephanie is a cheerleader, and we have a bunch of basketball players. But they're all basketball.
Now, who was your head coach in softball?
Dusty Perdue.
Dusty. So he's coming back now from CV to be the basketball coach again. Is that right?
I think he's going to do basketball, football, and softball.
Okay, Coach Perdue getting back over there in the Glenwood swing after trying the college level for a little while. Coach Purdue's a good guy. He's a funny guy to be around. But how is it playing? How has he been as a softball coach? Has it been fun? He's got to keep it light when y'all are out there, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. And you can tell sometimes he's used to coaching those girls on his basketball team, and he gets to yelling at all the 8th graders, and they just look at him like, "Who are you talking to?"
Did Coach Perdue say anything to you guys to motivate you during the state playoffs, or maybe in the last game, or did he have any kind of message to get y'all fired up?
Well, he always has this quote that tradition never graduates, and he tells us that all the time. And his mother came and talked to us Thursday before state, and she gave us she always does it, gives us a little talking to about confidence and believing in ourselves and stuff, and that helps tremendously. He's exactly what I told him earlier, that he told us that there was no 8th graders or 7th graders on our team. You were all seniors, and you all act like seniors.
And I wanted to ask you, who else is a pitcher on your team? Did you pitch every game, or do you have somebody to help you out?
Allie Kelly is an 8th grader, and she pitched. And then after her is Macy Tucker, and she's in 9th grade.
So how many games did you pitch out of the entire season?
Most of them.
Most of them?
Yes, sir.
And they're able to do that in softball. That's an amazing thing. That sometimes you'll see a softball player, if the team's got 45 wins, one pitcher may have 35 of them.
So you don't need 3 days rest, or
not usually. Sometimes they pitch both games of a doubleheader. So you've probably done that.
I've pitched every single game in the state tournament ever since I was in the 9th grade.
Really?
That's outstanding. Well, look, we've got to get away from here and take a break. But Olivia, thank you so much for coming by and joining us, and congratulations. And be sure to pass our congratulations along to Coach Perdue and the rest of your teammates, and tell Stephanie we're sorry we weren't able to get her in here. She was traveling back. But go tomorrow and pull your baseball guys through, so maybe we can get some of those guys in here in the next week or so to talk about a 3rd straight state championship for them.
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting me come.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to the In the Game High School Sports Magazine on 106.9 Rocks. And we are back here at In the Game High School Sports Magazine. We've got a few minutes left here with you. Want to let you know that the brand spanking new issue of In the Game High School Sports Magazine is now on the shelves and around town. And I will tell you that this month, no offense to Jordan Weems, but the cover looks so much better this month. As Catherine White, the great tennis player over at Brookstone, who's going to Notre Dame, is on the cover this month, and a great story about her and her career, but several other really good. The Coach's Corner is Garrick Church, the Hardaway cross country coach, and Garrick ran cross country at Columbus State. By the way, I knew him when he was a runner at the collegiate level. And we got a rising star out of Midland Middle School, Lexi Storr. Known her from Northern Little League. She's grown up, and she's going into high school this next year. So a lot of good articles in there. Will Fuller, I think, from the Northside baseball team is featured, and several other folks. But make sure you pick up your copy, and you can get those at Piggly Wiggly, Publix, CVS, Barnes & Noble, Winn-Dixie, and also most of the doctor's offices around town. You'll see a copy lying around, so make sure you grab a copy of the magazine. You can subscribe to the magazine if you want to, and also tell your kids who are in high school that the magazine is provided free to all the high schools in the area, and they should be able to pick up a copy of the magazine there at their school. So make sure you're doing that, and see the print version of In the Game High School Sports Magazine, and keep listening to us each Wednesday from 6 to 7 here on 106.9 Rocks. But updating, and the drama is building all over town, folks. I'm going to tell you, it's getting late in the games, and the local Columbus favorite teams, Brookstone and Columbus, that are playing on the Diamonds are in high drama right now. Columbus, if I can get the page to update here, let me see if it'll update for me this time. See if I've got the very latest update from Chris White. It's 8-7 now as Jordan Weems, we were just talking about him. Jordan Weems got a double and scored 2 runs. And runners are at second and third with 1 out. And Ringgold is changing pitchers. And Cody Walker is coming to the plate. So it's 8-7 over at Columbus High, and it's the top of the 7th. Now, Columbus is the visiting team in this game, so they're trying to go ahead and then hang on in the bottom of the 7th so that they can force a Game 3 tomorrow. So very much drama going on over there in the Lake Bottom area as Columbus High is hosting that game. And also, I want to tell you the last update we had from Brookstone. Brookstone did not score in the top of the 6th inning, and they were down 11-9. So they've got one more at bat in that game. They also are the visitor in Game 2 of their series today with Savannah Christian. So they've got one more at bat in that game to try to score some runs and stay alive.
Looks like Brookstone's going to have to try to make a comeback in the last inning. They're on the ropes. And Columbus is hanging on barely, but what a clutch hit by Jordan Weems with a double with bases loaded to bring in 2 runs. And do we know who's coming up to bat next? You said Cody Walker?
Cody Walker was coming to the plate, and they were changing pitchers. Let me see if there's and he has gotten a single. Grounder up the middle, 2-run score. Columbus High has taken the lead 9-8 with 1 out in the 7th. And they're still batting with a runner on first base. So Cody Walker comes through with a huge hit. Jordan Weems, Cody Walker coming through with huge hits in the 7th inning for Columbus High. And I know there's some people let out a collective sigh of relief over there. You probably heard it all around town. If you heard a strange sound and didn't know what it was, that's what it was. It wasn't the cicadas. It was people letting out a sigh of relief over there at Columbus High. But they've got to